Tadpadam darshitam yena tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha. Ajnanatimmirandasya yana jana shalakaya chashurunmilitam yena tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha. Gurur Brahma Gurur Vishnu Gurur Devo Maheshwara Guru Sakshat Param Brahma Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha. Stavaram Jangamam Vyaktam Yakinchit Sacharacharam Tatpadam Darshitam Yena Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha. Babaji Vyapi Yat Sarvam Trilokyam Sacharacharam Tatpadam Darshitam Yena Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha. Sarva Shruti Shiroratna Virajita Padam Bhuja Vedantam Bhuja Suryoya Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha. Chaitanya Shashvata Shanto Vyomatito Niranjana Bindunada Kalatita Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha. Jnana Shakti Samarodha Tattvamala Vibhushitaha Bhutti Mukti Pradata Cha Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha. Aneka Janma Samprapta Karma Bandha Vidahine Atmajnana Pradhanena Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha. Shoshanam Bhavasi Dosha Jnapadam Sarasampadaha Guru Padodakam Samyak Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha. Na Guru Radhikam Tattvam Na Guru Radhikam Tapaha Tattvajnanat Param Nasti Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha. Manata Shri Jagannatha Madguru Shri Jagadguru Mamatma Sarva Bhutatma Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha. Guru Raviranadisha Guru Paramadevata Guru Parataram Nasti Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha. Tvameva Mata Cha Pita Tvameva Tvameva Bandhu Cha Sakha Tvameva Tvameva Vidya Dravidam Tvameva Tvameva Sarvam Mama Deva Deva. Tvameva Mata Cha Pita Tvameva Tvameva Bandhu Cha Sakha Tvameva Tvameva Vidya Dravidam Tvameva Tvameva Sarvam Mama Deva Deva. Tvameva Sarvam Mama Deva Deva. Hara Hara Gurudeva Hara Hara Gurudeva Parabrahma Parameshwara Parabrahma Parameshwara. Hara Hara Gurudeva Hara Hara Gurudeva Parabrahma Parameshwara Parabrahma Parameshwara. Hara Hara Gurudeva Hara Hara Gurudeva Parabrahma Parameshwara Brahma Parameshwara. Hara Hara Guru Deva. Hara Hara Guru Deva. Parabrahma Parameshwara. Parabrahma Parameshwara. Hara Hara Guru Deva. Sri Vishwananda Guru Deva. Parabrahma Parameshwara. Parabrahma Parameshwara. Hara Hara Guru Deva. Sri Vishwananda Guru Deva. Parabrahma Parameshwara. Parabrahma Parameshwara. Hara Hara Guru Deva. Sri Vishwananda Guru Deva. Parabrahma Parameshwara. Parabrahma Parameshwara. Hara Hara Guru Deva. Sri Vishwananda Guru Deva. Parabrahma Parameshwara. Parabrahma Parameshwara. Shri Vitala Giridhari. Parabrahmane Namaha. 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 Hara Hara Guru Deva. Shri Vishwananda Guru Deva. Parameshwara. Parabrahma Parameshwara. Hara Hara Guru Deva. Shri Vishwananda Guru Deva. Parabrahma Parameshwara. Parabrahma Parameshwara. Hara Hara Guru Deva. Shri Vishwananda Guru Deva. Deva Parabrahma Parameswara Parabrahma Parameswara Hara Hara Gurudeva Oh Sri Vishwananda Gurudeva Parabrahma Parameswara Parabrahma Parameswara Hara Hara Gurudeva Sri Vishwananda Gurudeva Parabrahma Parameswara Parabrahma Parameswara Hara Hara Gurudeva Sri Vishwananda Gurudeva Parabrahma Parameswara Hara Hara Gurudeva Sri Vishwananda Gurudeva Parabrahma Parameswara Parabrahma Parameswara Hara Hara Gurudeva Hara Hara Gurudeva
Om Avatara Shishaya Namaha Om Vishamaya Namaha Om Devakare Samadhyataya Namaha Om Sukshmatanave Namaha Om
Chimayaya Namaha Om Gurumurtaye Namaha Om Sundaraya Namaha Om Sulochanaya Namaha Om Sumukaya Namaha Om Charvasaya Namaha Om Keshavaya Namaha Om Padambujaya Namaha Om Mandagamanaya Namaha Om Charambaradharine Namaha Om Ramaya Namaha Om Mandirastapakaya Namaha Om Shridivavarchakaya Namaha Om Gayatri Ajvane Namaha Om Arpanazikarakaya Namaha Om Vishnu Pujakaya Namaha Om Namo Narayanayati Mantrapasakaya Namaha Om Swaramayaya Namaha Om Madhurakantaya Namaha Om Krishna Sankirtana Rupaya Namaha Om Stotra Priyaya Namaha Om Mitabhashine Namaha Om Vagmine Namaha Om Chitrakala Visharadhaya Namaha Om Gratadharaya Namaha Om Sadave Namaha Om Jagatpantaya Namaha Om Sarvalokahitaya Namaha Om Bhattapriyaya Namaha Om Surdaya Namaha Om Anukulaya Namaha Om Neyaya Namaha Om Sudarshanaya Namaha Om Bhaktavatsalaaya Namaha Om Premamurtaye Namaha Om Shubhekshanaya Namaha Om Pritivardhanaya Namaha Om Swastidayakaya Namaha Om Tarakaya Namaha Om Anugrahaya Namaha Om Vardhanaya Namaha Om Achitaya Namaha Om Artaya Namaha Om Siddhipradaya Namaha Om Janardhanaya Namaha Om Manoharaya Namaha Om Akshaya Namaha Om Siveshwaraya Namaha Om Bhasmabhushitaya Namaha Om Atmalingaya Namaha Om Lingachana Pratsakaya Namaha Om Sivisadanaya Namaha Om Madhavaya Namaha Om Omkarapasakaya Namaha Om Sukshmaya Namaha Om Vishukaya Namaha Om Satvikaya Namaha Om Samadarshine Namaha Om Dakshaya Namaha Om Achintyaya Namaha Om Nirankaraya Namaha Om Nirmohaya Namaha Om Avyagraya Namaha Om Jitakrodaya Namaha Om Vinayashilaya Namaha Om Savashaya Namaha Om Kushalaya Namaha Om Shamaya Namaha Om Satyadharmaya Namaha Om Nirvikalpaya Namaha Om Viraktaya Namaha Om Atyendriyaya Namaha
Om Satyasandhaya Namaha, Om Pavitraya Namaha,
Om Madhurasvabhavaya Namaha, Om Suranandaya Namaha,
Om Nandanaya Namaha, Om Prasanatmane Namaha, Om Bhaktanidaye Namaha, Om Sakshaye Namaha, Om Samatmaye Namaha, Om Sadayogine Namaha, Om Haraye Namaha, Om Sutapaya Namaha, Om Samyaya Namaha, Om Goyaya Namaha, Om Vimutatmaya Namaha, Om Gabiraya Namaha, Om Guptaya Namaha, Om Atmaramaya Namaha, Om Srinivasaya Namaha, Om Devaya Namaha, Om Dhyutidaraya Namaha, Om Danyaya Namaha, Om Gurave Namaha,
Om Duradikramaya Namaha,
Om Ganaya Namaha, Om Bhagavate Namaha, Om Harishana Margadarshakaya Namaha, Om Kutasya Jagatakaya Namaha, Om Abhiprayaya Namaha, Om Sarvamata Samatyaya Namaha, Om Kshamakata Bhavardakaya Namaha, Om Premavatara Sri Vishwananda Swamine Namaha. Ato Deva Avantano Yato Vishnur Vichakrame Pradivya Sapta Damapi Idam Vishnur Vichakrame Treda Nirade Padam Samudamasya Pagam Sure Trini Pada Vichakrame Vishnur Gopa Ada Abhya Ato Dharmani Dharene Vishnu Karmani Pashyata Yato Vartani Paspasre Indrasya Yujasakaha Tad Vishnu Paramam Padagum Sada Pashanti Suryaha Divi Vachakshuratatam Tad Vipraso Vipanyavo Chagrivagam Sasamindate Vishnu Yat Paramam Padam. Premavattaraya vidmahe Satgurudevaya dhimahi Tanno Vishwananda prachodayate. Om Premavattaraya vidmahe Satgurudevaya dhimahi Tanno Vishwananda prachodayate. Om Premavattaraya vidmahe Satgurudevaya dhimahi Tanno Vishwananda prachodayate. Govinda. Om Vakratunda Mahakaya Suryakoti Samaprabha Nirvignam Kuru Me Deva Sarvakaryeshu Sarvada Sarvakaryeshu Sarvada. Om Bhuvasvaha Tatsavitur Varenyam Bhargo Devasya Dhimai Dhiyo Yona Prachodayat. Om Bhuvasvaha Tatsavitur Varenyam Bhargo Devasya Dhimai Dhiyo Yona Prachodayat. Om Bhuvasvaha Tatsavitur Varenyam Bhargo Devasya Dhimai
यो यो न प्रचोदयात्.
Shri Krishna Vishnu Madhusudana Ketabare Narayana Achyuta Trivikrama Chakrapane Deityadi Sajadara Sridhara Vasudeva Gopala Krishna Haraye Tava Suprabhatam Shri Rukmini Sabhavanasa Hare Murare Radesha Gopisha Surupa Brahmadi Vandhya Shri Dvarakashraya Vakunta Pate Bhuvanika Murte Gopala Deva Haraye Tava Suprabhatam Vinakrite Kamantarupa Varahamurte Previkramaya Gohane Brahmarama Rama Shri Rama Krishna Yadunandana Karkirupa Gopala Krishna Haraye Tava Suprabhatam Govinda Madhava Mukunda Parat Paresha Damodarabjadarananda Kadari Shorim Gopa Gopi Jana Samrita Dina Bandho Gopi Jana Priyaraye Tava Suprabhatam Shri Rabdhi Sai Bhujagani Patapasai Sadbhakta Sadhana Shai Ramanga Shai Shri Gopa Vama Mridu Talpa Sukhadi Shai Gopa Vallabharaye Tava Suprabhatam Shri Kashyapatri Sukhanarada Gotamadi Brahmarshi Sangamani Sangava Bharateshaho Tishtanti Deva Tava Darshana Bhagya Heto Gopala Sevaraye Tava Suprabhatam Mandara Jali Tulasi Dala Malikadyahe Malyani Anjali Pute Samudaharanti Tishtanti Vadbhavata Dharatale Munindraha Radha Manohararaye Tava Suprabhatam Vedatrayam Patati Gautama Kana Goyaha Gayanti Sadguna Gano Varadasa Varga Sankirtayanti Tava Nama Kada Visheshaha Shri Naradadi Rishaya Tava Suprabhatam Govardhanodharana Gopa Kishora Gopa Gopi Janamrita Suvesha Bhavadipota Trilokya Mohana Sumangala Divya Deya Shri Rukminisha Varada Tava Suprabhatam Shri Vatsachina Sharanagata Parijata Bhaktarti Banjana Kripakara Dina Bandho Dityanta Gayati Jana Priya Divya Rupa Shri Nanda Gopatanaya Tava Suprabhatam Padmaksha Padma Mukha Padmadhara Prameya Padmalaya Sralita Padma Nivasa Shori Padmodbhavati Sura Sevita Pada Padma Padma Ninata Haraye Tava Suprabhatam Vringasya Padmanara Prameya Kandalaya Sparatinya Sudesha Rupa Chandra Nanaya Sida Chandana Nipna Deha Govinda Yadava Hare Tava Suprabhatam Shri Nanda Nandana Yashoda Kumara Dhira Mayanga Dina Davichona Supushpahara Nilam Buddha Susharira Rama Vihara Gopala Deva Haraye Tava Suprabhatam Shri Vashri Jambavati Satya Suganti Bhadram Shri Mitra Vinda Divasa Prabhu Putrikadyahe Tishtanti Divya Bhavame Tava Sevanardam गोपीमना प्रियरये तव सुप्रभातम् श्री कृष्ण अच्युत अनंत मुकुंद शौरी राधा मनोहर जनार्दन चक्रपाणे नामादि दिव्य मुनयोर्न निशंबरन्ति ब्राह्मी मुहूर्त समये तव सुप्रभातम् श्री कृष्ण सुप्रभातम् ये पतन्ति अहर्निशम् भूरि कृतं महापापान् श्री कृष्णाय ग्रहहेतुकम्
ईश्वर परम कृष्ण सच्चिदानंद विग्रह अनादिर गोविंद सर्वकारणकारणं गोविंदम आदिपुरुषं तमहं भजामि गोविंदम आदिपुरुषं तमहं भजामि चिन्तामणि प्रकट सामदुषकल्प्य वृक्ष लाक्तावतेषु सुभतिरलम्पारयन्तम् लक्ष्मी सहस्र शत संवृत सेवमानं गोविंदम आदिपुरुषं तमहं भजामि
गोविंदम आदिपुरुषं तमहं भजामि वेणुकमन्तमरविन्ददलाय तक्षं वैरावतं समसितं बुधसुन्दरङ्गं कान्दर्पकोटिकमनीय विशेषशोभम् गोविन्दमादिपुरुषं तमहं भजामि
गोविन्दमादिपुरुषं तमहं भजामि आलोलचन्द्रकलसद्वलमाल्यवंश्मि रत्नाङ्गदं प्रमयकेलिकलाविदस्यं शय्यं त्रिभङ्गललितं नियतप्रकाशं गोविन्दम् आदिपुरुषं तमहं भजामि गोविन्दम् आदिपुरुषं तमहं भजामि
अङ्गानि यस्य सकलेन्द्रियवृत्तिमन्ति पश्यन्ति पन्ति कलयन्ति चिरं जगन्ति आनन्दचिन्मय सदुज्ज्वलविग्रहस्य गोविन्दमादिपुरुषं तमहं भजामि
गोविन्दमादिपुरुषं तमहं भजामि अद्वैतम् अच्युतम् अनन्तमनन्तरूपम् आद्यं पुराणपुरुषं नुवयुं वदं च वेदेषु दुर्लभम् अदुर्लभम् आत्मभक्तो गोविन्दमादिपुरुषं तमहं भजामि गोविन्दमादिपुरुषं तमहं भजामि
पन्तस्तु कोटिशतवत्सरसम्प्रगाम्यो वायोरथापि मनसो मुनिपुङ्गवानं सोऽप्यस्ति यः प्रपदसिन्यविचिन्त्य तत्त्वे गोविन्दमादिपुरुषं तमहं भजामि
गोविन्दमादिपुरुषं तमहं भजामि एकोऽप्यसूर्योरयुचं जगनन्तकोटिं याच्चक्षुरास्ति जगनन्तचयानन्तः आन्तर्दसत्प्रमनुवञ्चरयन्तरश्चं गोविन्दम् आदिपुरुषं तमहं भजामि गोविन्दमादिपुरुषं तमहं भजामि
यद्भावभावितधियो मनुजस्तथैव सम्प्राप्य रूपमहिमा सनयानभूषः श्रुतेर्यमेव निगमप्रथितैस्तुवन्ति गोविन्दमादिपुरुषं तमहं भजामि
गोविन्दमादिपुरुषं तमहं भजामि आनन्दचिन्मयरसप्रभृतेस्तु भक्तिस् तावीर्यम् एव निजरूपपयालिकल्पयि गोलोक एव निवसकलमात्मबुद्धो गोविन्दमादिपुरुषं तमहं भजामि गोविन्दमादिपुरुषं तमहं भजामि
Premanjana Churita Bhakti Vilochanena Santa Sadeva Hridayeshu Vilokayanti Yashama Sundaram Achintya Gunasvarupam Govindamadi Purusham Tamaham Bhajami
Govindamadi Purusham Tamaham Bhajami Ramadi Murda Sukalani Damaya Tishtan Natsvantaram Akrakaho Bhavakeshu Kintu Krishna Swayam Sambhavarat Prabhana Pumanyo Govindam Adi Purusham Tamaham Bhajami Govindam Adi Purusham Tamaham Bhajami
Yasya Prabha Prabhavato Jagananda Koti Kotishvashesha Vasudhadi Vibhuti Bhinam Tat Brahmaniskalam Anantam Ashesha Bhutam Govindamadi Purusham Tamaham Bhajami
Govindamadi Purusham Tamaham Bhajami Maya Hiyasya Jagananta Satanti Stute Trigunya Tadvisaya Veda Vedalayamma Sattvalayam Vipara Sattva Visuddha Sattvam Govindam Adi Purusham Tamaham Bhajami Govindam Adi Purusham Tamaham Bhajami
Ananda Chimmaya Rasatmataya Manasu
Yapraninam Pratidalam Smaratam Upetya Lila Litenya Bhuvanani Jayatya Jascham
Govindamadi Purusham Tamaham Bhajami
Govindamadi Purusham Tamaham Bhajami Goloka Namini Vajapjamanastasya Devi Mahesha Haridam Suteshu Teshu Tete Prabhava Nichaya Vivitascha Yena Govindam Adi Purusham Tamaham Bhajami Govindam Adi Purusham Tamaham Bhajami
Shri Shri Sviti Pralaya Sadhana Shakti Reka Chaye Vayasya Bhuvanani Vibharti Durga Ichanurupamapi Yasya Chachishtatesa Govindamadi Purusham Tamaham Bhajami Govindamadi Purusham Tamaham Bhajami
Shriyam Yadatta Dati Vikragavesha Yoga Sanjayate Nahitata Prabha Asti Hetoho Yat Sambhutam Apipatastamupati Katriya Govindam Adi Purusham Tamaham Bhajami Govindam Adi Purusham Tamaham Bhajami
Diparchire Vaida Shantaramabhyopetya Dipayate Vivrita Hetu Samana Dharma Yasagrihe Vaicha Vishnataya Vibhati Govindamadi Purusham Tamaham Bhajami
Govindamadi Purusham Tamaham Bhajami Yadkrananam Valijalam Pratatam Samyoga Nidam Ananta Jagananta Saroma Kupaha Adhara Shakti Lalamam Prapanam Swamurtim Govindam Adi Purusham Tamaham Bhajami Govindam Adi Purusham Tamaham Bhajami Namatam Rupandya Jivanti Loma Virajat Jaganandanataha Vishnur Mahansa Idayasya Kala Vishesho Govindamadi Purusham Tamaham Bhajami Govindamadi Purusham Tamaham Bhajami Basvandya Dasma Sakareshu Duteshu Techa Shriyam Kaya Pramataya Apiptavadatra Brahmaya Esha Jagananta Vinayakatra Govindamadi Purusham Tamaham Bhajami Govindamadi Purusham Tamaham Bhajami Yad Para Pallava Yugam Vinadaya Kumbha Dande pranaya samaye saganani rajaha Vignan virantramalamasya jagantrayasya Govindamali purusham tamaham bhajami Govindamali purusham tamaham bhajami Agnir mahigranariyamambu madurtitasya Kalyastamasmad madinascha jagantrayani Yasmad bhavanti vibhavanti vidamtiyam cha Govindamari purusham tamaham bhajami Govindamari purusham tamaham bhajami Yachakshuresa savita sakalagrahajam Rajasamasta suramurti ashesha tejaha Yasagnaya brahmati samvrita kala chakro Govindamadi purusham tamaham bhajami Govindamadi purusham tamaham bhajami Dharmota papani chayastu vedasta tasmi Brahmadikita bhavana vidanascha jivaha Yatatta matra vibhava prabhaka prabhava Govindamadi purusham tamaham bhajami Govindamadi purusham tamaham bhajami Yasvigna rupa matavindra mahosa karma Bandhada rupa palabhaja vahatanoti Dharmani nidahani kintu se bhakti bhajam Govindamadi purusham tamaham bhajami Govindamadi purusham tamaham bhajami Yam krodha karma saraja pramayati bhiti Vatsalya moha guru gaurava sevya bhavahi Sanchitya tasya satyam namuha purete Govindamadi purusham tamaham bhajami Govindamadi purusham tamaham bhajami Ishvara Parama Krishna Sachitananda Vigraha Adadiradir Govinda Sarva Kanara Karana Govindamadi Purusham Tamaham Bhajami Govindamadi Purusham Tamaham Bhajami.
Om Ajnanatimidandhasya Jnananjanashalakaya Chakshurunmilitam Yena Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha. Jagadev, good morning. Today we speak, as every morning, about Srimad Bhagavatam and its Canto 4, Chapter 11, verse 13. Titikshaya karunaya matreya chakila jantusu samatvina cha sarvatma bhagavan saprasidati. And it means, the Lord is very satisfied with his devotees when the devotees greets other people with tolerance, mercy, friendship, and equality. So it's a really nice verse which I found just yesterday, and it resembles Guruji's teachings a lot, because especially in the last 2 years, Guruji said things like first become human, then become divine. Seems like he's urging us to develop these qualities. And I was thinking, because the just to remind you, the qualities are tolerance, mercy, friendship, and equality. And when I was thinking, what is the single quality that disables me to display these qualities or to awaken these qualities more, is judgment. And I found out, and I was thinking a lot, where does a judgment comes from most of the times. And I found out that, and I believe that that's for everybody, the judgment actually comes from, or a big portion of judgment comes from assumptions. We are assuming things, and our mind is built to assume. Because if you observe yourself, you will see that we assume a lot of things, and it's a characteristic of the untransformed mind. Because assuming thing it's easier than ask, which means, and I'm sure that we all have this example in our life, especially maybe with Telegram or whatever. Did it happen to you that when you received the message and you were thinking, wow, this person is angry, or that was rude? Yeah? It happened to you? Yes, I will assume that it happened to you. So because of and then you actually find out that the person was not angry at all. It was not rude at all. It was just, he was just in rush and he had to respond quickly. And assumption is just something that mind needs, because mind needs to know. Mind constantly needs to have a security. Yeah, it needs to know things. And it's automatic. When something happened, we automatically start to assume things. Because it's a very deep samskara, which I believe we do have to eliminate judgment itself. Because I believe that the big part of judgment will go away once we stop assuming things. And I have one example, because this assumption we also project towards Guruji. We just assume. He pointed out during Sangha facilitated training that we think that just because we are devotees, or just because we have some status or whatever, things will just fall in our lap. And he told the story that one devotee asked him about the job, and he said that he wants to be, or he expect or assume that he will, just because he's a devotee or because he's spiritual, he will just walk in and he will become a CEO of the company. And it's assumption. And I believe, and I found many assumptions about this also in my life. And he said very clearly, he said, Guruji is here because he's responsible for your spiritual growth. Yes, grace and mercy is there, but you have to work. It's not that just because we are spiritual, we assume that, or because we are devotees, we assume that everything will just fall in our lap. And this is for spiritual and material nature. So I remember once I had a big assumption. It was a couple of years ago. And my assumption was that when I observed Guruji and people around, I was thinking, I think that Guruji at some point really gives up towards devotees. If people don't change in certain time, if people don't transform, he just gives up and he's just like, whatever then, if you don't want to transform then. Yeah. That's my assumption, because I heard one satsang, which later on I was listening and that was not the case. I don't know how I came to this conclusion exactly, but I did came very strongly. So he's, in a sense, he's just giving up. And then one time I was still in facilities and the birds were, I don't know if you remember, in the 100 level. So the parrots and all this were there in the room, which was interesting. And Guruji one time passed by, and for some reason, I don't know why exactly, I just follow him. And I follow him, and he seems okay that I follow him, and then he just came to a room, or went to a room, and then he was playing with the parrots. And I think Swamini, back then was just Drishti, was there, and she was saying about some parrots, like as she was taking care. This bird is very good, so Guruji take him, and he's like, oh, you're so good, and like cuddle him. It's very sweet. But then she said, but this bird, this one is a devil in the bird. It's really bad. He's naughty. He's constantly biting. He's like really bad bird. Yeah. And then Guruji takes him and squeezes him. And he's like, you're going to change. You will change. I will make you change. Yeah. And holding the bird. And then he puts him there. And then the bird comes again, bite him. And then he grabs him again and like almost screaming at him, like, you will change. I will make you change. I will. And then, so Drishti said, yeah, maybe we could just let him go. Like just let him fly away. Yeah, we just open the gate and we just let him go. And Guruji became very serious and he said, no, we will never let him go. He will change. And then he looks at me like, he will change, understand? And like, yeah, understand. So it was very clear how he managed to break my assumption, and he showed with a very good example how he will never give up. It's just he will not fail. It will never give up unless the devotee change or until the devotees change. So when we have these assumptions, is one thing that I notice, and especially think it's relevant for ashram and for devotees, because in ashram we are so busy sometimes and mind has to know, so it just jumps to a conclusion. We start to assume things. And one best thing that I found out for me, that I just stop assuming as much, is to ask. It's just ask person. It's like, what do you mean with this? Or, I found this message to be a bit rude. Are you in a bad mood? And in 99% or 90%, people would just explain you. And they said, no, I wasn't in a bad mood. I was just in a rush. Or, yeah, sorry, I had a really tough day. I didn't mean anything bad. It just came out. So that's where then this assumption stops, because you start to understand. And I found out that this is easy solution, but it's not so easy practically execute, because my mind, at least, is so used to assume. It's much easier to assume because it just happens straight away, and you got this feeling that you know, oh, I know why this person act like this. I know the action of this person. I know why is that. I know why is that. And you can see that it's not true. In the reality, we don't know. And when we start to ask questions, we can see how wrong our mind is. And this is where also a layer of arrogance goes away, because when mind thinks that he knows, when he assumes, so first he assumes, and then he thinks, okay, I know, and there's a certain amount of arrogance that comes with it. But if we are open enough to just ask questions and just be very transparent and open, then we will see that we are constantly wrong. And this is very humbling experience for the mind, because he starts to understand, oh, I'm wrong most of the time. And this is how the judgment just goes away. For example, I'm sure you all heard about Karna in Mahabharata. Karna is a nice example, although is in India, he's lately, or last 10 years, he's seen as an unsung hero. Guruji sometimes praises him, or rather praises his loyalty, which is absolutely correct, and he was very loyal. But Karna, above all, he wasn't as good as he's presented. Because if you read Vedavyas, if you read original Mahabharata, you will see that I'm sure at some point in the book you will be, okay, what's this guy's problem? He's just causing a trouble. Just a side note, I think it's important. For example, Karna was only one who called Draupadi prostitute in the court. When Vikarna, who was one of the youngest brothers of Duryodhana, wanted to stop, and he said, "This is adharma." Karna actually jumped on him and he said, "No, this is you're just a kid. What do you know about adharma? There are elders there and they are quiet, and you're saying that this is adharma." So Karna was not somebody who was as heroic as we sometimes think. He was also, in the end, when Krishna comes to Duryodhana and offers him peace, he goes also to Karna. And he told him that he's a son of Kunti, which he knew already. And he told him, you will get, if you accept that you become Pandava, the war will not happen. Because Yudhishthir will give you kingdom. Because it's righteously yours, you're the oldest brother. So if you accept, you will have kingdom. You're going to be emperor. And then Duryodhana will be happy because his brother is an emperor and he will have Hastinapur, and Pandavas will have just 5 villages. It's fine. Just let them rule these 5 villages and there will be no war. And Karna says, no, I will not betray, in a sense, of Duryodhana. And then Krishna starts to talk about qualities of Duryodhana. And Karna says, I know that he is like this. I know that his qualities, or that he's hypocrite. I know that he just gave me kingdom because he wanted to use me. I know he's playing me, etc. So despite him knowing, he just declined Krishna. He did not listen Krishna. And the biggest assumption in his life was his relationship with his mother. Because he was assuming all his life that Kunti is a bad person because she left him in the beginning. But he never asked her why. Because Karna is, in the whole Mahabharata, he's very offensive towards Kunti. And bitter towards her. And he says some very nasty words about her. But he never asked her why. Why did you leave me? Or why did you abandon me? And if he would ask, he would understand that Kunti was just 13 years old. Now, to have a kid when you're 13 years old, it's very strange, almost unacceptable, even in America, and this is where it happens the most. But it was just not, you cannot assume this kind of responsibility. You're not ready. You're 13 years old. So he never asked her why did you abandon me? And if you read how Kunti abandoned, in a sense, Karna, you see that it's not abandonment at all. She put him in a casket and she was praying sincerely and very intensely that God would take care of him. And that's exactly what happened. Karna was raised in a very good family. Yeah. So it was just assumption from his side, and because of this assumption, he became very bitter. And because of this bitterness and hate towards his mother, he could not make a right decision right before the war. Because if he would, the war would not happen. So you can see how assumption or judgment is actually dangerous. It's not something that, I believe that in most of the cases, has very bad consequences, because if we assume too much of a thing about the persons around us, we became very bitter. And it happened to me at some point. I was just assuming things. I just knew that I just thought that I know everything about people around me. And I was judging their actions without asking them why, without asking them about their intentions. Because intention is very important. And if we just see action, we don't know why people act like this. And once I actually saw what I'm doing, I was very ashamed of myself, because I became very arrogant, bitter, and full of judgment. And that's not something that Guruji likes for us, or that's not something that Lord will be pleased, because this is just, that eliminates all of the good qualities. It's just you become consumed. And only when I stop to assume, or I stop to assume less, my assumption was much less, and I started to ask people, start to talk with people, the relationship become much better, and I was able to understand people, why they are doing, why they act like this. And above all, I was also able to understand myself better in relation with them. And this is where qualities like tolerance, mercy, friendship, and equality just became to just come, or start to awaken. It's not before that, because our mind is by default negative. It's just we have some skaras, we have things that we have to purify. That's why we are also doing a lot of, or enough of spiritual practices, that this happens. But it's a mindset of assumption that is just so integrated in us, and it's very hurting us relationship with devotees, and consequentially relationship with him. So as a conclusion, to actually develop these qualities, to develop tolerance, we have to stop judging, and to stop judging, we have to stop assuming, because a lot of judgment comes from assuming. It's almost like a reverse engineering. So if we are able to stop assuming and start to talk with people, a lot of our assumptions will just go away. And with that, a lot of judgment will go away. And this is where I believe the real kindness can start, because before that we are just consumed with thinking that we know things. And I think you'll be surprised of how much we don't know around people, even if we are with people every day. Even if we live in ashram, we work with people every day, you'll be surprised of how much we don't know. Just because we spend time with them does not mean that we know them. And to actually start to talk in a deeper level, in a more sincere level, you just have to be able to ask certain questions. And that's why I also believe that Guruji is very keen that we ask questions, because it eliminates assumptions. Once we ask questions about spiritual path, etc., it's just assumption, they go away because he has an answer. So that would be conclusion, and I really think or urge you to see how much assumptions we have about each other, Guruji, and us. Shri Gurudev.
Namaste Narasimhaya. Namaste Narasimhaya. Pralada Lada Daine. Pralada Lada Daine. Pralada Lada Daine. Pralada Lada Daine. Hiranyakashipurvaksha. Hiranyakashipurvaksha. Hiranyakashipurvaksha.
Hiranyakashipurvaksha.
Shilatankana Kalai.
Shilatankana Kalaye.
Narasimho Parato Narasimho
Ito Narasimho Parato Narasimho
Ito Narasimho Parato Narasimho
Ito Narasimho Parato Narasimho
Yato Yato Yamitato Narasimho
Yato Yato Yamitato Narasimho
Yato Yato Yamitato Narasimho
Yato Yato Yamitato Narasimho
Bahir Narasimho Hirdayin Narasimho
Mahir Narasimho Hridaye Narasimho
Bahir Narasimho Hirdayin Narasimho
Mahir Narasimho Hridaye Narasimho
Narasimha Madhyam Sharanam Prapade
Narasimha Madhyam Sharanam Prapade
Narasimha Madhyam Sharanam Prapade
Narasimha Madhyam Sharanam Prapade
Tavakara Kamalavare Nakam Adota Shringam Dalita Hiranyakashipu Tanu Bringam Keshavadhirta Narari Rupam Jaya Jagadishare Jaya Jagadishare Jaya Jagadishare
Tavakara Kamalavare Nakam Adbhuta Shringam Dalita Hiranyakashipu Tanu Bringam Keshavadhita Narahari Rupa Jaya Jagadisha Jaya Jagadisha Jaya Jagadisha
Jayo Narasimha Dev Narasimha Dev Narasimha Dev Jayo Narasimha Dev
Jayo Narasimha Dev Narasimha Dev Narasimha Dev Jayo Narasimha Dev
Jayo Prahlad Maharaj Prahlad Maharaj Bhakta Swarupa Jayo Prahlad Maharaj
Jayo Prahlad Maharaj Prahlad Maharaj Bhakta Swarupa Jayo Prahlad
Jaya Jaya Gurudev 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 Jaya Jaya Gurudev
Jaya Jaya Gurudev 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 Jaya Jaya Gurudev
Sri Vishwananda Gurudev 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 Sri Vishwananda Gurudev
Sri Vishwananda Gurudev 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 Sri Vishwananda Gurudev
Jaya Tulsi Maharani Jaya Vrinda Devi Jaya Tulsi Maharani Jaya Vrinda Devi
Jaya Tulsi Maharani Jaya Vrinda Devi Jaya Tulsi Maharani Jaya Vrinda Devi
Jaya Radhe Jaya Radhe Jaya Radhe Jaya Shri Radhe
Jaya Radhe Jaya Radhe Jaya Radhe Jaya Shri Radhe
Jaya Radhe Sham Jaya Sitaram 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 Gurudev 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 Sri Vishwananda Gurudev
Jaya Gurudev 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 Sri Vishwananda Gurudev.
Ramanuja Ramanuja Mangala Mangala Me
Yatiraja
Ramanuja Mangala Mangala Me
Ramanuja Ramanuja Mangala Mangala Me Yatiraja Ramanuja Mangala Mangala Me
Yatindraya Karunakaraya Mangala Mangala Me
Yatindraya Karunakaraya Mangala Mangala Me
Drapati Dharme Karataya Mangala Mangala Me
Prapatti Dharma Karataya
Mangala Mangala
Me
Ramanuja Ramanuja Mangala Mangala Me Yatiraja Ramanuja Mangala Mangala Me
Ramanuja Ramanuja Mangala Mangala Me Yatiraja Ramanuja Mangala Mangala Me
Saligrama Pratishtitaya Mangala Mangala Me
Shaligrama Pratisthitaya Mangala Mangala Me
Tridanda Dharini Godagrajaya Mangala Mangala Me
Tridanda Dharine Godagrajaya Mangala Mangala Me
O Ramanuja Ramanuja Mangala Mangala Me
Yatiraja Ramanuja Mangala Mangala Me O Ramanuja Ramanuja Mangala Mangala Me Yatiraja Ramanuja Mangala Mangala Me
Rangi Sakai Karyarataya Mangala Mangala Me
Rangesha Kankarataya Mangala Mangala Me
Mananataya Dharini Dharaya Mangala Mangala Me
Mananataya Dharini Dharaya Mangala Mangala Me
O Ramanuja Ramanuja Mangala Mangala Me
Yatiraja Ramanuja Mangala Mangala Me O Ramanuja Ramanuja Mangala Mangala Me Yatiraja Ramanuja Mangala Mangala Me
Om Mangala Mangala Me Om Jai Jagadishware Swami Jaya Jagadishware Bhakta Jano Ke Sankata Dasa Jano Ke Sankata
Charana me dura kare
Om Jai Jagadishware Jodhyave Palapave Dukha Vinase Manaka
Swami Dukha Vinase Manaka
Sukha Sampati Garave
Sukha Sampati Garave
Ashtami
Te Tanaka
Om Jaya Jagadishware Mata Pita Tuma Mere
Sharananga Ume
Saki
Swami Sharananga Ume Kisaki
Tuma Bina Ora Na Duja
Tuma Bina Ora Na Duja
Asakarume Saki Om Jaya Jagadishware Tuma Purana Paramatma Tuma Antarayami
Swami Tuma Antarayami
Parabrahma Parameshwara
O Para Brahma Parameshwara
Tuma Sabake Swami Om Jaya Jagadishware Tuma Karuna Ke Sagara Tuma Palana Karata
Swami Tuma Palana Karta
Me Sevaka Tuma Swami
Ume Sevaka Tuma Swami
Kripa Karo Bharata Om Jaya Jagadishware Tuma Eka Goshara सबके प्राणपति
Swami sabake pranapati
Kisa vidhi milon dayamaya
Kisa vidhi milon kripamaya
Tumako men kumati
Om Jaya Jagadishare
Dina bandhu dukata Tumhara shaka mere
Swami tumhara shaka mere
Karuna tabadao
Karuna tabadao
Sharana pada tere
Om Jaya Jagadishare
Vishaya vikara mitao Paparo deva
Swami paparo deva
Shraddha bhakti badao
Shraddha prema badao
Santana ki seva
Om Jaya Jagadishare
Dhana mana dhana sabahe tera
Swami saba kuch hai tera Swami saba kuch hai tera Tera tujhko arpan Tera tujhko arpan Kya lage mera Om Jaya Jagadishare Om Jaya Jagadishare Swami Jaya Jagadishare Vata janon ke sankata Dasa janon ke sankata Jana me dura kare Om Jaya Jagadishare
Mane chakar rakho ji
Giridhari Lala Chakar Rakho Ji
Giridhari lala
Chakar Rakho Ji Giridhari Lala Chakar Rakho Ji
Mane chakar rakho ji
Giridhari Lala Chakar Rakho Ji Oh Giridhari Lala
chakar rakho ji Giridhari lala chakar rakho ji
Oh Chakar Rakho Chakar Rakho Chakar Rakho Ji Chakar Rakho Chakar Rakho Chakar Rakho Ji Mane
chakar rakho ji
Giridhari Lala
chakar rakho ji Shama mane chakar rakho ji Giridhari
Lala Chakar Rakho Ji Govinda Mane Chakar Rakho Ji Giridhari Lala Chakar Rakho Ji
Giridhari lala chakar rakho ji Tvameva mata cha pita tvameva Tvameva bandhu cha sakha tvameva Tvameva vidya dravinam tvameva Tvameva sarvam mama deva deva Tvameva sarvam mama deva deva Govinda
Govinda
Asatoma satgamaya Tamasoma jyotirgamaya Mrityorma amritam gamaya Om Shanti 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 Loka samasta sukhino bhavantu Loka samasta sukhino bhavantu Loka samasta sukhino bhavantu Om Shanti 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 Shri Gurubhyo Namah
Hari Om
प्रेम से बोल श्री लक्ष्मण भगवान की
जय।
प्रेम से बोल श्री भूतभृतेश्वरनाथ नरसिंह भगवान की
जय।
प्रेम से बोल श्री राधा कृष्ण के लाल की
जय।
प्रेम से बोल श्री माता क्रिया बाबा जी की
जय।
प्रेम से बोल श्री मनोजाचार्य की
जय।
प्रेम से बोल सद्गुरुदेव श्री स्वामी विश्वानंद महाप्रभु की
जय।
ओम क्लीं कृष्णाय गोविंदाय गोपी जन वल्लभाय पराय परम पुरुषाय हर कर्म मंत्र यंत्र तंत्र
औषधि शस्त्राणि समरा समराम मृत्यो मोक्षाय मोक्षाय
ओम नमो भगवते सुदर्शनाय दीप्ति ज्वाला प्रताय सर्वदिक्षुमन ओम पद परस्मै परब्रह्मणे परमज्योतिषे स्वाहा ओम शांति 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 श्री गुरुभ्यो नमः हरि ओम जय जय श्री राधे Jai Jai Shri Radhe, Jai Jai Shri Radhe. Sham Venkatarana Govinda, Gopika Jivana Smarana Govinda, Bhaktavatsala Govinda, Kundalika Varade, Eknath Namdev, Vandaninath Maharaj ki, Samasta Bhakta Mandani ki, Alvarim Perumanar Tiruvadi Kare, Shanana.